Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Monday, April 20th, or as the kids like to say, 420 day. If you don't know what that is, ask your kids or your grandkids. I'm not, I know this is a news and information show, but I'm not here for all that kind of stuff. On our show today, though, we got a good one. Good news and information for you. We're going to be welcoming Siobhan Foster. She's the CEO for Village Management Services. Going to be talking about fire safety, mosquitoes, mailings, the new bus routes, all sorts of good information for us, so stay tuned for that. Then later in the show, the Publishing Club is going to be here. They're going to be talking about jazz and a poetry festival they have coming up. And if you're like me, you pretend to like those things. So I'm going to have them convince me why I should like those things and come on up to the Jazz and Poetry Fest that they're going to be having later on next month. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to be welcoming Patricia Bailey and Howard Schneider are going to be here for that one. Right now, though, we want to keep you informed. We got an interesting one for you. It's the Ting simplifies installation scheduling. So you can now get your updates and schedule these things on your phone for the Ting installation that's coming your way. So there's a new text SMS option that allows eligible residents to confirm installation appointments quickly and conveniently from their phone. So if you want to do that and you have those things ready, you can do that. You'll receive an email from Ting with the details on how to sign up for that. Then they're going to send you a text and you have to reply yes to opt into that, okay? Then you'll be enrolled and then everything can be scheduled for your phone. That way you don't have to go to the website and all that kind of stuff. If you do want some more information about that, you can go and visit tinginternet.com/Laguna Woods Village for more information about how all of that works. All right, let's check our weather forecast. We got some pretty good temperatures for today and tomorrow. We had a little chance of rain in the forecast for like Wednesday, Thursday. That's moved into the weekend. So right now we are looking like we're going to be rain-free for the rest of the week, which is pretty nice. 72 degrees today and then 70 on Tuesday. Then that cold front that was supposed to maybe bring us rain, just going to bring us some cooler temperatures and a little bit more clouds. Then on Saturday, it looks like we have a chance for rain. So we'll talk about that later in the week, see if that materializes. Let's take a look at our sunrise, sunset. Beautiful shot from right here in the village. A view from the golf course over at 19 Restaurant. Thank you very much, Lori Maloa, for sending us this picture. Sunrise this morning was 6:14. Sunset tonight is going to be 7:25. And if you have a picture like Lori did, hey, send it in. We'd love to see it. You can take pictures right here in the village or on your vacation trips. We haven't seen any really good dog or cat or pet pictures lately, so come on, send one of those in too. We love those. Email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we will use it in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, we got one meeting to tell you about. Then when we come back, we'll be talking with Village Management Services CEO, Siobhan Foster. Stay with us.
If you're living with spinal stenosis, sciatica, or any other spine issue, you're not alone. And you do have options.
I was flat on my back. Kind of severe back pain.
At Excel Health, we offer a free MRI review with experienced, fellowship-trained spine surgeons.
I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm active, so...
Our minimally invasive procedures mean most patients are walking just hours after surgery. Call Excel Health today, and let's talk about what we can do for you.
If you're exhausted after conversations, it might not be you. It might be the strain of trying to hear. Today's AI-based hearing devices can do real-time situational analysis, helping reduce background noise so you can follow speech without working so hard, often leaving you feeling more relaxed and engaged. Try Audibel Eris. All insurances are accepted, and take advantage of our field trial that lets you test the environment where it matters the most, your daily life. Call us today, and remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
I want to save other lives as best as I can. Taking care of the heart during heart surgery ultimately takes care of the whole person. What's really amazing about Hoag is you have this system of institutes where we can group together physicians and practitioners who are all specialized in the same area, so nobody has to leave Orange County. Patients can stay here and get the highest quality of care.
from Village Management Services. Once a month, we always love to welcome Siobhan Foster, the CEO for VMS. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we are going to start out with a shout out to the folks in resident services. They made history, right? We had a record day.
We did. One day during the week of March 16th, our resident services staff made history by answering 100% of the 312 telephone calls received on that day. No callbacks were necessary.
Wow.
So this is a great shout out to them and their commitment to training and keeping things moving forward.
Yeah, and I noticed it says here, it's appropriate staffing and commitment, like you said, doing employee training. How challenging is it sometimes to have, get the staffing levels up? It's hard to hire just really good people in great spots. So you guys have managed to do that.
Right. This is the first time we've been fully staffed in quite some time.
Okay, well,
very
congratulations.
excited about that.
That's very cool. Congratulations on that. And so now communications, reach, and engagement. I want to talk a little bit about that. We're talking about emails versus paper and websites and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so again, a shout out to our communications team, and looking at their 2025 numbers, they emailed more than 1.2 million residents, and they had an open rate of 50.6%, which is about 2 times the national
Yeah, I was
average.
going to say, that's pretty good.
Yes, and a 13% click-through rate, which is well above industry benchmarks as well.
Okay.
And then if we switch to the website, there were 396,000 website users in 2025 and 1.8 million page views. Website traffic increased 20% over the prior year.
Now, the website was updated in between those times, right?
That's correct.
Are you getting good feedback on that too in terms of the usage?
We're getting excellent feedback, yes.
That's fantastic. New bus routes are going on. Tell me a little about that one, the Arbor route.
The Arbor bus route was requested by residents, so our transportation staff reconfigured routes so they could add a new route without increasing costs. So on Monday, the 13th of April, the Arbor route launched. This runs Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Departs Clubhouse 1 beginning at 10 a.m. It goes to the Arbor where residents can shop at Sprouts, Ralph's, Smart and Final. They can bank there. They can enjoy lunch at the local restaurants.
Right.
And the last bus comes back at 3 p.m. to Clubhouse 1.
Yeah. And how important do you feel like it is for folks to be able to have that kind of access to those things on the regular? Because I know they have destination shopping with transportation and things like that, but this is a daily thing when you need to go out there and do that.
Right. We've gotten some great feedback, and in fact, this came out of a survey of our riders. They wanted, more variety in where they can go and shop and so forth.
Sounds fantastic. Now we want to talk about stop using paper. This is bottom line here is let's stop using paper for a lot of our communication, right?
Correct. We have a mandated November and April mailing. They cost together about $8 a piece for postage and printing. About 4,200 of our owners have opted to go electronically, and this saves about $35,000 a year. We would like to have all of our members go electronically if they would, and that would save almost $100,000 per year in postage and printing and save trees and all the good environmental aspects.
Yeah. And also with the electronic mailing, I would imagine that you can do more with that in terms of you can put links in those things and that kind of stuff. So it's even more convenient. Instead of just seeing a piece of paper and saying, oh, here's a website I can go to, you guys can actually have those links and things like that in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so residents have the option in their mailings to fill out what is called the preferred delivery method form and submitting that indicating they would like to go electronically, or they can email that to us at information@vmsinc.org. And again, we encourage everyone to take advantage of electronic delivery.
Absolutely. So folks, get in there and do that. It's one of those things where people kind of like they don't want to let go of that tactile thing. It comes in the mail. I see it every month, but it's the same thing on email. But you're also saving lots of money for Village Management Services in terms of your fees that you're going to pay in your annuals anyway, right? It comes back to the residents anyway, and save some trees while we're at it.
Correct.
That'd be nice. Speaking of trees and saving them, it's
go.
wildfire season as almost year-round here in California, in Southern California for sure. Just some tips you want to share.
Yes, I do. Thank you. We encourage everyone to know where their fire extinguishers are and how to use them. Learn how to shut off gas, electricity, and water if need be. And most importantly, prepare a go bag with food, medications, cash, flashlight, and so forth. So if something were to happen, you're ready to go. And if you have a pet, include pet supplies as well.
And that's one of those things that people, I think, sometimes they forget about is like have those things ready for your pet, because you're going to grab your pet, but you have the kibble, their medications, their things that they need, because you might be out of your residence for maybe 2 or 3 days just on an evacuation and come back to everything great. But in that time period, you have a challenge.
Right, and this way you don't have to worry about it in the heat of the moment. So
now I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you have a go bag?
I do.
Okay, I don't. I'm a bad listener, because I've heard this a million times and I do not have a go bag. So I need to get on this. I got to go to the websites and get some more information. Speaking of the websites, you have some websites for us as well.
Yes, there are a lot of tips at fire.ca.gov/prepare. We encourage you to take a look at that. And then we encourage our residents to stay alert with what is called Alert OC. This is the county's mass notification system and the official source for real-time updates from the Orange County Fire Authority. And then you can also visit the Orange County Fire Authority website for updates.
Right.
And for statewide fire information, visit fire.ca.gov/incidents.
Okay. And the village has its own, like you said, their own one. You can sign up at lagunawoodsvillage.com for like the non-emergency, but the other alerts that can go on right here in the community.
Well, these are our emergency
Right,
alerts. It's the
right.
Everbridge system.
Right.
And so everyone should subscribe to that. There's an Everbridge icon on the bottom right of any page of the website. Just click on that and register, or you can register via the resident portal. So we will never supersede county directions, but we may have more specific information for our
supplemental
residents.
information for folks in here, and some to whatever that might be. So you guys are communicating directly after those alerts have been put out with everybody else.
Yes, or if there's something village specific that we need to get out, we get those out.
Good information there. And this is the bane of my existence in the summer, mosquitoes. There's the one thing I just can't stand. So you have some prevention, some things from facts for us?
Sure. Mosquitoes need water to breed, so that's the key. It just takes them 5 to 7 days to complete their life cycle. Most mosquitoes come from small backyard sources. These are bird baths, buckets, plant saucers, even a bottle cap left out that may collect water. Only female mosquitoes bite, and as we know, they may transmit diseases to people and pets.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So we got to keep those out of the area, and we do our best around our house too. But they find it because we irrigate so much. Everybody irrigates, and all the puddles and all the things, the sprinklers. So just got to be careful around there. So what kind of mosquitoes are out there exactly that we should be worried about?
We have 2 prevalent types, as I've learned. The first is the Colex mosquitoes. These breed in gutters, ponds, and green pools. They're active dawn and dusk. And then we have the 80s mosquitoes, which everyone dreads.
These are the ones.
Yes.
These are the ones that get me every summer.
Yeah. Otherwise known as the ankle biters. They breed in small containers. Their eggs survive dry conditions for years. They're active during the day, and they're just a real nuisance.
And they're just a pest. They're just nasty. All right, so let's talk about prevention.
Yes.
What can we do?
Apply mosquito repellent to exposed skin. Wear repellent clothing. Wear long sleeves, long pants, and lighter colored clothing. Keep doors and windows closed or properly screened. And then again, we ask residents to eliminate breeding sources, dump water from plant saucers regularly. That's a huge one.
Right.
Drain standing water from other outdoor containers weekly. Clean and scrub bird baths and pet pools that may be left outside.
Yeah, and then I tell you what, it's surprising how little amount of water they need to be able to breed and be successful and go through their, like you said, their life cycle to adulthood. So what's a resource people can go to for more information on that? Okay,
as you may know, Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control District provides the abatement services here in our village. Please contact ocvector.org if you have a problem. There's an electronic form that you can fill out. The inspector will come out, assess the potential breeding sources, and take corrective action.
All right. Well, I feel like we're doing a good job here in the studio. We've been mosquito-free right here in the studio for years.
Good job.
Thank you very much. We did it. We are listening. Siobhan Foster, CEO for Village Management Services, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back with the folks from the Publishing Club. Stay with us.
For some places, care is a service. At Heritage Point, it's a commitment. Located in Mission Viejo, Heritage Point offers an environment where residents feel known, valued, and at ease. Our experienced staff build meaningful relationships that bring comfort and trust. With engaging activities designed for connection and creativity, every day brings something to look forward to. Our vibrant social dining experience is truly a welcoming environment. This is where community thrives. Visit our website or give us a call to schedule your visit today.
Thinking about selling your business? Well, now could be the time. Hi, I'm Tom Burns, business broker with the Deal Firm. Since 2008, I've helped business owners navigate the selling process. I've sold all kinds of businesses, from restaurants to law firms, to music schools, and even a fishing resort. I'm a business owner myself, so I understand what this process means to you. Your legacy deserves the right hands. If you're ready to sell your business, call me at the Deal Firm today to write your next chapter.
Caring Senior Service provides a variety of care services to help seniors age in place. To learn more about how we can help your family, contact us today.
For years, Meineke has proudly served the Laguna Woods community. At our auto repair shop in Lake Forest, we offer a variety of services and repairs so that you can count on Meineke for all of your vehicle's needs. Whether it's a regular tune-up or more significant damage, our technicians are here to deliver top-quality workmanship. When you visit us, we'll ensure quick and efficient service so you can get back to your day without delay. Visit us today for unparalleled service.
We're going to keep it jazzy here in the studio and some poetry as well, but we're talking to folks from the publishing club, so now I have lots of questions. I want to welcome to the program, I want to welcome Patricia Bailey, as well as Howard Schneider. There we go. Slight change of a guest that we had for the last minute, and we're doing some cosplay as a pirate today?
Well, it's not my choice. I needed some work.
Things happen in this world. So you guys have this event, poetry and jazz event. Now these are the two things that some people pretend to really enjoy, and you guys combined them into one. So tell me, why combine poetry and jazz, and what are you guys going to teach people about the event?
Well, poetry and jazz.
It's your third year doing this?
This is our third annual year of poetry and jazz together, and it was really born out of the community of poets that's here in Laguna Woods. There's a group of us. It's not a big group.
Right.
We're hoping it would be a big group, but it's a group that came from the Spoken Word Club and the Publishing Club. And so we thought, because the month of April, back in 1996, the Academy of American Poets had deemed it the month of poetry.
Okay.
So it's a national celebration. So all over America, people are, having these wonderful poetry events. In addition to that, there's a jazz club that's here at Laguna Woods. And it just so happens that 15 years later, in 2011, the UNESCO determined that international jazz celebration would be held on April 30th. So here we are, we're having our event on April 30th. And we thought, let's combine them. So that's really the event.
Now, on poetry, on the subject of poetry, is it becoming a little bit of a dying art, or is it maybe not as appreciated? I mean, it used to be like in the 60s, mod poets, you'd have poetry reading sessions, but those things seem to kind of have lessened over the generations as people are more, social media and post and TikToks and those kinds of things. So how does jazz make a comeback from all this, Howard?
Well, jazz doesn't need to make...
I'm sorry, poetry. I'm sorry, poetry.
Right. Jazz has been with us and always will be. It's one of the great forms of music. I think that there's a revival in people being involved in poetry in the sense of expressing their feelings through writing. This style of writing, very compact.
Right.
It allows you to express your emotions with the fewest number of words.
It's made for the TikTok short-term generation, right? Short-term attention.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's an increase in journaling. And I think sometimes journaling and poetry kind of can get mixed up a bit, and people might start jotting poems. At least I've heard people saying that. Yeah. So it's coming back, strong as ever.
And Patricia, on the jazz side, jazz is a spectrum. of stuff. So what are we going to expect from this kind of the jazz you guys are going to be presenting?
We actually have Shelley Davis. He is a member here of the Jazz Club, and he's going to be doing piano.
Okay.
He's a keyboardist, and he's been playing music for over 50 years, and he's going to be the backdrop, really, to the poets. We have 9 poets that are going to be featured, and we'll have jazz throughout.
So is it going to be accompanying in the background, like based on the kind of poetry it's going to be read? He's going to play a different kind of jazz?
No,
to,
we had decided that we had decided that it'll be separate.
Okay, because jazz's so improvisational. I thought, well, maybe we can do that with the poetry.
Yeah, we also have a surprise guest too that has a little bit of ukulele.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little of that mingled in. So
Right.
Sounds like fun. Other things. What other things besides the poetry readings and that kind of thing? What other things can people look forward to? Are there books? There are other things like that for people to kind of take a look at. CDs.
yeah, our poets are going to be able to be selling their books that they have. So if you want to be able to come and enjoy poetry, you can have some refreshments that we're going to have provided. It's several hours on Thursday, April 30th at Clubhouse 7. And our poets will be selling their books and CDs. So if you're really, interested in wanting to learn more about the styles of poetry, it probably would behoove you to, speak to them one-on-one. And what a great opportunity to get even perhaps a signed copy of a book from some of our poets, because we've got really amazing talent here in Laguna Woods.
And Howard, who are some of the presenters? Do we know? Are they all Laguna Woods residents?
No, not necessarily. We're trying to expand to all of Orange County. There's just so much talent here, not only in music and writing in general, but especially in poetry. And there are very strong poetry associations in Southern California that especially Patricia, who's an award-winning poet herself.
Oh, hey!
And there's a lot of talent here that we can draw on because of our connections, just through the Spoken Word Club and the Poetry Club, the Publishing Club, and through Patricia and our other colleagues.
Now, Patricia, when you write your poetry, do you have like a kind of an area you stick to, or do you kind of wide range in terms of like the subjects you cover? Is it what strikes you?
I still consider myself a newbie in poetry, and I'm really drawn to what I've been described as a narrative poet.
Okay.
And I'm really drawn to my past and my upbringing and my nationality and my heritage, being Italian. So I really draw on a lot of that. And then there's
the language of romance.
The language of romance. And there's just really so much to talk about today. There really is. I mean, you're drawn to so many subjects and things that are going on in the world that there's so much to really write about. Poetry's very deep, it's very much what you're feeling. It's your emotions, it's memory, it's there's a whole gamut of interesting things that you can be writing about.
And the inspiration can come from almost anywhere, right? Whatever kind of strikes you in the place. Do you journal when you do your stuff, or do you dictate it into a phone?
I journal. I'm definitely a pen and paper kind of person, and then eventually I'll type it into my computer.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question now.
Yep.
I'm putting you on the spot. You have every right to say no.
Okay.
Can you give us you say your narrative poet, can you give us a sample of your poetry? Can you aloud right now?
I'm going to save that for I'm going to save that.
See, that's a good man. You are a salesperson.
You
are a salesperson, folks. It's going to be April 30th, 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. over at Clubhouse 7.
Yes.
Members are free. Guests are $10. It's check or cash at the door. So that's when you get to hear Patricia's poetry. Saving it. Oh, I was trying to get us a freebie, but I couldn't do it.
And don't forget the refreshments.
Yes.
Lots of refreshments. Always want some refreshments. So what is it that you love about, I'll give you either one, jazz or poetry. What's your favorite? I don't want to split the baby in half, but what's your favorite? What is it that first struck you, Howard, when you had your first jazz song?
I'll take that and then turn it over to Patricia. I grew up with jazz.
Okay.
And I feel it's a very expressive form of free living. I mean, it's a freestyle music. and it's in my bones. I'm a member of the Jazz Lovers Club here, but I also love classical music as well. And I was never introduced to poetry, so it's new to me, but I'm learning to really enjoy it. But Patricia is the one who is the poet.
So what was like? You remember the first time that poetry really struck you, and you said this, and then you started thinking, well, maybe this is something I could do. Were there decades in between those times?
No, my journey came just by happenstance of a trip, a trip that I had going back to my mother's homeland of Italy. And then I was a part of a writing workshop and a retreat. And there I was led by a very famous poet, Maria Mazzotti Gillen. She's out of Paterson, New Jersey. And from there, the pen just wouldn't stop.
Wow.
It just started to flow out of me. And then when I moved here to Laguna Woods, I began to get introduced to various people that lived here, and I really wanted to find poets. And Scott Galasso has been, my tried and true mentor, friend, brother of the pen, and he's very much a part of this poetry and jazz event because he and I and Howard were members of the pub club, and 3 years ago we said, this is something we really should consider. So it's really the three of us with a whole host of other people in the background that are putting it together, and we're hoping to grow it. I mean, ultimately, I think that if we can get more people involved in poetry and spoken word, I could have envisioned this being a much bigger event. It would be great to be, the Performance Arts Center. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And to have a poet laureate from Laguna Woods, right? Like that would be amazing. That would be great. So.
All right, folks. Well, we're wrapping it up here. It's April 30th. It's going to be 3 to 5 p.m. over at Clubhouse 7. Make sure you get out there. Members are free. Guests are $10 cash or check at the door. Patricia, couldn't get you coax the poetry out of you, but we're going to get some at the event. And Howard, enjoy the jazz.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back with a movie preview. Stay with us.
At City of Hope, we're not just keeping pace with the latest in cancer research. We're leading the way. More than 2,000 cancer experts working as one to better every breakthrough, accelerate every innovation. With the most cancer-focused clinical trials in California, we're transforming discoveries into treatments at unprecedented speed. Because your future can't wait. And at City of Hope, it doesn't have to.
Do you or your loved ones want to continue living at home safely, but are starting to see signs of Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's? Maybe it's recent strokes or falls. Having a caregiver at home can be the best way to keep you in home safely. Home Helpers has been providing caregivers for over 25 years. Call us today or join us at Laguna Cafe for free pie and coffee, and we'll answer your questions about caregiving. It's the first Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m., and space goes quickly, so RSVP now.
Folks, our Monday movie is Cheyenne Autumn. It's a classic starring James Stewart. It's going to be brought to us by Harvard Eye Associates. It's going to be 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. Great Western. Make sure you see that one. Tomorrow, Tuesday on the program, we're going to be welcoming folks from the Towers. Going to get an update from them, as well as the Ballroom Dance Club. Get ready to boogie. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.